Corsair Captain, our brand new captain. Oh, and another one. Here we go. 2 Corsair Captains. Let's go ahead and drop one. And it's going to pump up the entire board here. Let's go. Treasure tokens for everybody. Captain Storm is buffing the whole board. Alright, baby. The whole crew is on board. Let's go. Captain Storm on the other captain. Captains everywhere. I'm just clicking buttons here. Wipe the entire board. Look at this pirate nonsense. Oh my god. That's amazing. Just a masterclass. Just a masterclass of lovely pirates. And the Corsair Captain feels damn good. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode of Man Man, and today we got a juicer for you. So today we're going to be making the meta walk the plank. That's right. Let's go ahead and get the roaming pirates. All right, this is actually one of my most fun decks I've played in standard. Obviously, pirates have been around for a hot second, but let's go ahead and just establish the roaming throne. This is an older card from Ixalan. War 2, when it enters, or choose a creature type, which we're obviously going to be picking pirates. And whenever a triggered ability of another creature of the blah 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 controls, it's going to trigger an additional time. And I think pirates are my favorite deck to kind of do this because they have a ton of different triggers. So let's go and do the new pirates first. We'll go in for the Corsair Captain. Now, if you actually have played like that Brazen card from Alchemy, some people are, you know, hey, I know I'm gonna give a shout out to it. This card actually has been able to be played in Alchemy, but now it's in standard. When this creature enters, create a treasure token. Other pirates you control get +1/+1, which is an absolute blast because we do have a more low to the ground creature based deck, so that buff is really relevant. And creating that treasure token is very nice. If you do notice, I actually am running Kaito. Especially in a creature heavy deck, and especially because we do have such low to the ground creatures, I think that Kaito is very good. Whenever you deal combat damage to a player, you're gonna get a loyalty counter on it, which all these like flying, you know, all these kind of different things here are really good. But let's go ahead and that leads me into my next thing here. Fanatical Firebrand. So unlike Breeches is actually a Goblin pirate, and so is the Fanatical Firebrand. I think you could probably make the case to kick this up to like 3. This card is actually really good. It surprised me with how good it is. It's very relevant. There's a lot of times where just picking off 1 damage on something is really relevant, and if not, this can become a 2/2 later on with the Corsair Captain. Now, the only unfortunate part is this is an activate ability, not a triggered ability, so the roaming throne obviously does not really go well with it, but that's still not a big deal here. We do have 2 Goblin Tomb Raiders. We do have a lot of artifacts with like the roaming throne, with the schooner even, and obviously because we are running artifacts, we do like the Captain Storm, which is going to give a +1/+1 counter on each target per artifact, which is really nice because we do have Malcolm the Eyes. These legendary creatures, I'm only running 1 of these, and also 1 of the schooner because I think 1 or 2 is like pretty much optimal. You don't want to get too crazy with the schooner, in my opinion. But the Malcolm the Eyes, whenever you cast your second spell each turn, you're going to investigate, which is just a more artifact nonsense here. Obviously, we already know what Breeches does. Breeches are going to create a treasure token, which goes along with our captain and this other captain. We got I don't know how there's 2 captains, but we're gonna make it work. We're all in harmony here. We're gonna use the crewmate. We're gonna find them. It is what it is. We're all gonna come together. There's gonna be multiple captains. I guess that's just what it's gonna be. I guess they're all sitting on the roaming throne. The throne's big enough for 2 captains, huh? We got Malcolm here. Malcolm's absolutely phenomenal. Torch Tower. I also have another Torch Tower in the sideboard just because you can, you know, you can kind of get messed up there. But I think red and blue has a really nice sideboard cards here. We do like the Brotherhood's End in case we are playing against other, whatchamacallit, like creature decks here. You can side out the small critters here. Fanatical Firebrand and Tomb Raider for the Brotherhood's End. Essence Scatter. Of course, like Essence Scatter is, as far as I know, Essence Scatter is pretty new here, but other than that, you got Negate, Essence Scatter, another Into the Flood Maw. Some people do like Unsummon. I still think I prefer Into the Flood Maw most of the time, so I'm still running it. Just an absolutely great deck here. Like I said, I won't want to go crazy with the roaming throne. I think 2 is like the sweet spot. But this deck is really good, and it's just like I said. Oh, and the Larcenist. Can't forget about the Larcenist. I'm running 4 of them, actually. So, Larcenist with the Roaming Throne gives you 2 triggers. I mean, it's just wonderful. So, as always, we're going to give a special shout out to the Mana Rocks. The Mana Rocks are the patrons and the YouTube channel members that do help out the channel financially. That mean the absolute world to me. It is still my dream to become a full-time content creator. We've kind of scaled back production a little bit here in the studio. I guess I'm using fancy words here, but nevertheless, I guess I don't know if you've heard it. I have to give a little update here. If you've noticed that this has been a staple of the channel, so I guess this is kind of the time to go into like the non-gameplay stuff here. But with the mug, that's what this card is called. Not a card, it's a mug. I broke it. I broke it. I dropped the mug, the Gengar mug. I will be getting a new one, but they are out of stock, so hey, it is what it is. We'll be getting a new one, but I just had to update y'all. The Gengar mug is broken, and so is my heart. But no, it is not broken, or breaks my heart. The mana rocks. You know what? Just give it up. Round of applause. So feel free to join us in the Discord. The Discord is absolutely free. You do not need to join or become a member to join the Discord or anything like that. I'll chat with you for absolutely free. I promise you that. But just until that day comes, just keep in mind that only you can help protect the Aether with me, so make sure to leave a like on the video. The button looks just like this. Without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Captain Storm and a Breeches, man. I tell you what, the Pirates are just one of my favorite tribals in all of Standard. Because the Pirates have been around for a while, but Pirates just, I don't know. There's just something about them. There's something about a Spyglass Siren too. The Spyglass Siren, whether it's like Dimir Flash, whether it's Pirates, obviously Dimir Flash, artifacts, like no matter what happens, you're always happy to get the Spyglass Siren down on turn 1. It just feels like the nuts no matter what. The nuts being the best possible move, because sometimes people don't know what I'm saying when I say the nuts. It just means like the best possible thing. I think it originated as a poker term. Yeah, this is why we had the Essence Scatter. That's actually really nice. So the way that Offspring works, obviously they have it doesn't go on the stack, rather than it's just like if you counter one, then you counter them all. So let's go and get down our Breeches, and things are looking absolutely phenomenal. I see some people run Breeches in Goblins, and it just doesn't feel as right, but this is a pretty nasty combo here. I see some people run Breeches, because Breeches is just like a good standalone card, but it feels a little weird to run Breeches in Goblins. It just feels more piratey to me, you know? So they're just running bunnies. We got a pretty good matchup here. There's our roaming throne. There we go. Okay. Alright, so we could go for the Captain Storm, which I love Captain Storm, but I think we just want to drop down the roaming throne. Well, we also could go in for Breeches, because we're going to get treasure tokens with Breeches as well, but roaming throne is just too damn cool, so let's go for it, man. Pirate, baby! It's a pirate's life for me. Let's go ahead and swing on in. We've got Breeches, and now we do get all 3 modes. Now, these modes you can't take more than once, so we would have gotten 2, so we get an extra mode out of this, even though we're not going to end up using this Brotherhood's End. So I want to use this map token. I think I kind of do, considering that we only have a Captain Storm in our hand right now, so yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and push for it and see if we can get a land, which we do, which actually kind of helps out our draw a little bit. I think we're sitting pretty here, though. We got Roaming Throne. I mean, Season of the Joe Burrow. Okay, not that big of a deal, but I don't really love it. We can do that kind of same thing here with the Breeches. I think we should do this, right? I mean, get Captain Storm down. You always have to remember, I like to not drop my land, because Breeches can do that Exile Impulse thingy. So I kind of prefer not to do that when I can, but I think in this case we are going to have to drop down the land. So create a treasure token. Creature can't block. We'll choose you. And then do the Impulse thingy. So the Pal Patcher Crew does go off here. Torch Tower is actually pretty damn good. Yeah, Torch Tower is actually really good, considering that we do a Torch Tower. +1/+1 counter, because we got a treasure. I think we'll just put on this. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I don't know. I get the Breeches nice and big. If we get the Breeches nice and big, I mean, they're going to be in a world of hurt, because how can they get over it? It's got First Strike. It's got Indestructible. So I think we actually... Well, we have to use this now, so we're going to lose it. But this is Indestructible. The 3/3 is too big. I don't want to sacrifice my Roaming Throne to pay the bargain. So I guess we'll just keep still. I guess we could have killed the little bunny. Probably should have in hindsight, but I don't think it's that... Nah, whatever. Gain 1 life, whatever. Nah, we're fine. Definitely should have made use of that Torch Tower, but... neither here nor there, whatever. There, Brotherhood's End. There we go. Okay, so how can we make... If we start swinging in, we need to be able to get... I want the Captain Storm to at least get 4 toughness. I mean, the Phineas does have... whatchamacallit. So let's do this. I want to set up for this Brotherhood's End. I don't really want to target their stuff here because of the Phineas. So Into the Flood Maw, maybe we have to then. So now we're going to get the Siren up to... Let's just do this. Let's have a little fun, right? Let's just have a little fun. I guess we probably could have just gone Captain Storm 2 and then just kind of like let the Spyglass Siren go, but they let it go anyway. Do we just go Into the Flood Maw here? Because again, we only have this until this turn, so I think we're just setting up for this Brotherhood's End. Maybe they have them. I think we're like kind of just like playing with our food here a little bit. Next turn, we'll definitely go in for Captain Storm and then get big enough. As long as it's not yeah, just Vigilance, no Trample. So a Rabbit to the Rabbit. Okay, looks good. And a Pollen Shield here. They're completely out of cards. They're completely like, out of gas. I'm honestly tempted just to like take this. I think I will. So I got a Staunch Crewmate here. I just want to get into maybe one more. I don't really care if the Staunch Crewmate or the Siren die, but I guess I kind of do because I pumped up the Siren. So Corsair Captain, our brand new captain. Oh, and another one. Here we go. 2 Corsair Captains. Let's go ahead and drop one. And it's going to pump up the entire board here. Let's go. Treasure tokens for everybody. Captain Storm is buffing the whole board. Alright, baby. The whole crew is on board. Let's go. Captain Storm on the other captain. Captains everywhere. I'm just clicking buttons here. I don't think it really matters that as long as the captain survives. So now we got another one. We got enough treasure. So let's do that. And then we're going to go in for the Brotherhood's End. Right, like I said, I think everything's going to pretty much survive at this point. So we're just kind of playing with our food. As long as everything has a 4 toughness here, we're going to be absolutely fine. Captain, oh Captain, Brotherhood's End. Swipe the entire board. Look at this pirate nonsense. Oh my god. That's amazing. I'm going to swing in here. Obviously, they do have Indestructible on that one, so it does get to survive. But yeah, I think we're looking pretty damn good here. Can't block. Whatever. And an Essence Scatter, just for good taste. But yeah, this is gonna be it. I guess we'll just put it on the flyer, sure. All right, your move. just a master class, just a master class of lovely pirates, and the Corsair Captain feels damn good, man. Feels damn good. Big dub. Well, hopefully not for you, my friend. Let's go ahead and keep this. Got the Goblin Tomb Raider. I'm only running like 2 of the like the more like niche goblins, those like Goblin Tomb Raiders and the pirate one, the Goblin Pirate that does the 1 damage. I kind of forgot what it's called, but I feel like they're damn good cards. They're just like, I don't want to go all in on them, but nevertheless, we do like to just get down the body. That just feels good. Depending on what we got going on here, most likely we'll just go in for the lovely Malcolm the Eyes. Got double sets of the Malcolm here. I cannot stop raving about pirates. They're so fun, man. Malcolm the Eyes got haste. Obviously, we're not going to be double spelling on turn 2. It's kind of impossible. In the standard, at least, I think. But that's alright. Take this 1 damage from my mighty Goblin Tomb Raider. Elegant Parlor. Is this going to be like Boros Control? Oh, Screaming Genesis. Okay. Sometimes you don't see it as, like, as much, to be honest with you. Like the whole, like, you know, token. I mean, you definitely see it. It's just not nearly as common with like the Caretaker's Talents. Like, just draw a bazillion cards. Like I said, you definitely still see it. I'm not saying that, but you see it a lot less. It used to be, in my opinion, like every single match. It was really crazy about a few months ago. So, Geological Appraiser. Oh, that is, you don't see that every day. So what the hell are you discovering for me here? Burst Lighting, well, that's actually pretty underwhelming. I don't really care if the Tomb Raider dies. That's pretty whatever. Even if I did have Unsummon instead of Into the Flood Maw here, I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I don't really care to save it, so it was pretty, honestly, all things considered. Now I got double Roaming Throne. Here we go. So, Roaming Throne number 1. I am only running 2 of these bad boys. It's like, Roaming Throne is such a blast when it works. Like I said, I don't want to go 4 Roaming Throne because same thing with those niche pirates, I call them. Whoa, Aurelia of the Law Above. Okay. Well, I can go for Into the Flood Maw. It's actually not that bad here. I mean, Aurelia is definitely concerning, but like, you know, I dropped down another roaming throne. Life's pretty good, right? Of course, we're gonna go up Pirates. And here we go. I guess we'll just bounce it back. That's pretty efficient. I mean, if they do want to just go back to the Aurelia, that's 5, and they essentially just kind of like tap out for the turn again. Am I nervous about a Sunfall? Yes, yes I am. But if they're running creatures, I'm just gonna kind of pretend like, okay, Beza is less scary. There it is, Fanatical Firebrand. Here it is. Here's what it's called. Don't have really anything to really abuse with Roaming Throne yet, because this is obviously not a triggered ability. So I think we just attack, and then we just go in for the Firebrand if they want to go for the Beza. So we just trade there. And it's obviously not great. You could make a case that we should probably just hold this back. Like, hold back the double Roaming Throne. You could definitely make that case, but in that case, then Aurelia, they're going to have 3 creatures and they get an extra card draw, which they already kind of are ahead in card advantage anyway. Yeah, I guess they actually get it anyway, but they get an extra if it's 5, right? So Staunch Crewmate, okay, here we go. Staunch Crewmate, this is actually pretty good here. Let's go for Pirate. They can't counter me anyway. I'm going to use both these Cavern of... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, whatever. But Staunch Crewmate, now we get 2. Maybe I should have really kept that other Roaming Throne back. That's whatever. Breeches. Or Siren. Well, Breeches is... I mean, obviously Breeches is so damn good. I mean, just trying to, like, make the most efficient thing here. I really can be blocked, but I think we still go Breeches, even though it's not being blocked. And Firebrand's a little underwhelming, but it's okay. Let's go for a lovely Breeches. Eager Pillager. And now we get 2 Breeches. Again, now we have... obviously, because we have this, it's going to be 2 instances of this. I think we're going to... I'm going to roll a dice here a little bit. Exile, I was hoping maybe we get another, like, Into the Flood Maw or something like that, but... Down to 10. And Firebrand. So what's the plan here, really? Honestly, if I go for Firebrand and pick off a fish, I think we're just going to have to do that. Pick off a fish so that Aurelia is not going to do Aurelia things. So swing on in. Lightning Helix. Oh, baby, that's not good. Okay, well, I think we have a good matchup here, though. Round 2, fight. All right, let's go ahead and mulligan this way. Gotta hate my lands, obviously. This looks a little bit better by default. I guess that's gonna have to be... It's close. Probably a land. I'm not even joking you. Don't have to worry about the Cavern of Souls, considering that they are not a counter deck, so... Seems a little goofy, but like I think we're kind of rocking with this. We can get rid of the land because the Schooner is gonna theoretically, I hope anyway, is gonna help us out here. So let's go for the Schooner. It is tempting to go in for that Goblin Tomb Raider because it will get haste because we have an artifact here, but let's go ahead and try and push for that 3rd land. If we can get down the Urbas's Forge, if we can just get down the Urbas Forge, I mean, I think we're looking pretty good here. So as far as, you know, obviously, well, if you're kind of, if you've seen me before, I usually delve into best of 1. Recently, I have been doing a lot more best of 3, and I'm having a lot more fun with it, just being honest with you, because when we do lose, it feels a little, okay, I think there's actually more diversity in the format, because it's not just straight up aggro, so I think the quality of games is actually a lot higher as well, but that's just my opinion. Let's go and I guess we kind of like you, I guess. But I'm wanting to really push for the Urbas Forge. If we get down the Urbas Forge, I think they're going to have a hard time with that. So, whatever. Urbas Forge, obviously being in the sideboard. Anointed Peacekeeper. Oh my, so this deck, this Boros deck is really using a lot of cards you just don't see a whole lot. I mean... like Aurelia in general, you got the Anointed Peacekeeper. This is like Boros mid-range. It's like kind of control. Very interesting pile of cards they got here. They do call out the Forge, which is a little annoying, but I could just Into the Flood Maw here. Maybe I just Larcenist. Submit 0, whatever. We just kind of bang bang. And this sleep was okay. Another Lars. I don't know. I think they are kind of creature heavy, so I think we just kind of keep it. We got a decent little aggro start here. I'm a little nervous about like a Beza. Oh my gosh. They always have the Beza. That's alright. That's alright. So we can go for the Forge now. Wow. Alright. Well, I'll take it. Alrighty. Well, round 3. Here we go. Let's go ahead and keep. I guess it looks pretty good to me. I mean, doesn't look like a world beater. Doesn't look terrible, so we'll keep it. Here we go. This is for all the marbles, Big Dub. Hopefully you are not true to your name. So speaking of our Spyglass Siren, I've been ranting and raving about this pretty much like every single match, but getting Spyglass Siren down on turn 1, I mean, you just know. You just know you're doing well. Our lovely pirate is going to find the answers for us. So a Staunch Crewmate. I could go in for the Phantom Interference, but I don't know. I think I just want to put more damage on the board, so I'm going to go for it, man. Staunch Crewmate, let's see what we got for me. A Larcenist, yeah, this deck does seem to be a little bit more creature heavy, like the Aurelia, Anointed Peacekeeper, Geological Appraiser. I mean, well, there's an Anointed Peacekeeper. I don't care too much about that. I can either, I mean, there's a ton of different things. So I'm already mapping out my next turn. What do I do here? We got 3 lane to play with. Do I want to go for Breeches? Okay, so they do that. Ooh, Kaito. I do love Kaito. Kaito's actually a nice little appearance in this deck, so I think we just drop down the Breeches. Let's not get crazy here. Breeches, of course, we're swinging. We're going to get those 2 triggers here, and life's going to be good. So treasure token, and we'll go for, I guess we're looking for the exile, whatever, because I'm going to use the Torch of Tower here. Pay the bargain, and then just get rid of you. So that was the cost, and then we're going to get rid of the map token, and then this Peacekeeper will go bye-bye. I think we're looking for more land here, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to go in for our Captain Storm as we are tapped out, so we are going to lose that. But for Captain, you've done your due diligence in previous games, so we'll let you go. Do not drop the Beza. Oh my god, it's always a Beza on turn 4 with you. Always. That's alright. That's alright. I think we're still looking pretty okay here. I think I'm gonna go for the Kaito because we are gonna get a decent amount of like damage on the board here. So
0% chance I lose.
You know what? Kaito's gonna get bigger as we do damage. So if I go for Breeches, make you not be able to get blocked. Excuse me. Let's go for a Staunch Crewmate.
Found a way in.
Get rid of the Breeches. We already have one. And then the Staunch Crewmate can't be blocked by the little fishies. So now if I attack and then make Beza not be able to block, then I mean they can just chump with the fish then, I guess. I think this is probably the best way to do it. Yeah, they can just chump with the fish. But the Staunch Crewmate's getting through. Bang bang. Kaito. See, that's pretty good though. Like Kaito's already up to what, 6 loyalty counters? I mean, that can get pretty crazy. I could drop the Schooner. Damn. Or I could just go for the Crewmate, or I could just hold up a Phantom Interference. Ooh, that's kind of hard. I'm gonna go for the Crewmate. Schooner, sorry about you, my friend, but it's gonna have to be the Larcenist. They drop like an I don't know. They drop like an Aurelia or something like that. I think we're just gonna play a little bit safe. We already have a Larcenist, so like, do we need 2? Probably not. I am, of course. You always gotta be worried about that Sunfall. They haven't shown a Sunfall yet, but like, you have to be a little worried about it. This is gotta be the deck where they would at least consider running at least a couple. I think we might want to hedge our bets here in case they are looking to sweep the board after this attack. Because I have a pretty good board here, so like, why would they just leave themselves wide open? Let's hedge our bets here. We save the Kaito a little bit, so down to 5. We get rid of a creature to like lessen the Sunfall. Oh, okay, well that works. It's actually not that bad. That's actually really not that bad at all. Because now we're at a point where we can kind of hold up our counter magic. So let's go ahead and just swing here. I might even want to... treasure token's fine. Smite. Okay, well they don't have enough to pay for this. So if I do Phantom Interference here, I don't think we can be scared of Sunfall. Like, I mean, if they're going for Elspeth's Smite, they obviously are not keen on Sunfall. So like, whatever. I'm gonna play it as if this is just not really a Sunfall deck. So I guess we'll just go for Siren. Could go for the Larcenist, or I could just wait. But the question becomes, what do we do with Kaito? Do get a land, which is actually kind of nice, but let's go for this. Now that we have a land, because I don't really need a whole lot of land, I guess we'll go ahead and do that. So we have discard fodder for the Kaito, and we go for the Firebrand. Sure, that felt a little clunky. Doesn't feel terrible, but it feels okay. There's that new land that I've been like, I haven't really tried out that new land, but probably should give it at least a try. I'm still old school, like, you know, standard old school. I still hold the Mirrex. Geological Appraiser. What I mean, I commend the opponent. This is like a fun little pile. Definitely don't see a whole lot of Geological Appraiser anymore. And a Burst Lightning. Of course, it's not going to do too much though. So they're just going to do it to Kaito. That's fine. Sure, down to 5. Kaito is still a force to be reckoned with. We don't care about that. Comes the Beza. I could just like chump block and then just pop you in the face. I mean, this Fanatical Firebrand. I mean, I'm becoming a fan of the Fanatical Firebrand. And we got Corsair Captain. Here we go, man. Again, I'm just gonna kind of treat this as if like they don't really have the Sunfall. I'm not really scared of it. So now if I swing in, we get 2 triggers here. Could also go for Kaito, the +1, but I think I do like the Kitesail Larcenist here, so I don't think I'm really worried about that. Let's go ahead and just swing in here, I think. Is this game? No, it's not game yet, but it will be. I think it will be. If they do drop down the whatchamacallit, the Sunfall, I'll scream, I'll cry. But at least we do still have a Kaito here. I say whatever. Put down all the bodies. I'm just gonna go as wide as possible. You don't have the Sunfall. You don't have the Sunfall. Let's go. Neru, hello. We got Goblin Tomb Raider. All right, I think we can kind of rock with this. Goblin Tomb Raider, not really the strongest 1-drop, but later in the game, especially if you're playing with something a little bit aggro, that 2 power with haste for 1 can definitely be pretty formidable. What I'm a little bit more excited about to play on Kerr is the Malcolm, Alluring Scoundrel, because this thing is definitely a scoundrel, so. Okay, I was about to say, I'm seeing a lot of Boros that's not the stereotypical Boros, it's not like the stereotypical Boros, like, Caretaker's Talent stuff, so a lot of weird Boros brews here. Is this like Boros Goblins or something? Interesting. Let's see if we get a little bit more information here. This Goblin's not going to want to trade with the Tomb Raider, so I highly doubt the attack. What you got up your sleeve here, my friend? Lightning Helix. Do I just I think I do just torch the tower on this. I mean, I don't know, it's close. It's really tempting to go in for the Malcolm as well. They do go to, yeah, oh fine, just take it. Just take it. I want to go for the Malcolm. I know they get a 1-1, but is that really the end of the world? Not really. I want to get this Malcolm down. Feels a little stronger on curve. I mean, you can definitely make the case to not do this, but I'm being a little greedy. I want to push for a little bit more of something here. So, a lot of land. Whenever I see like a lot of land, I really am like incentivized to go in for Malcolm to kind of like fix the situation. Now, this is pretty gross. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't want this Goblin to accrue value. So I'm not really running board wipes, especially on turn or game 1. I do have Brotherhood's End in the sideboard, but I'm not running that right now. So let's not make them go super wide. And let's say the last match we had, they didn't run the Sunfall with like their Boros pile because they were running a lot of creatures, and I think this is like the same thing. Again, I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but gratuitous violence, what the holy shit. Okay, so it deals double that damage instead. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty cool. Like I said, I mean, I don't know, as far as my personal experience, I think you can run a lot of different things in best of 3. Again, just my anecdotal opinion. So be that as it may, I am enjoying the best of 3 content. I hope you are as well. I understand a lot of the, you know, some people really don't like it. I understand that, but I ask that you just kind of give it a chance. So, and hopefully, even if you do run best of 1, hopefully, you know, my content, if you are watching, it can still inspire you to make better. I mean, you still run this kind of stuff in best of 1, so don't get me wrong. But this is a pretty good move here. We do give them a fish, but this is Into the Flood Maw, and let's see Unsummon do that. That's kind of still why I'm still a little bit on the Into the Flood Maw train. I still think Into the Flood Maw, a lot of people have ditched it completely for the Unsummon because it can save your own creatures, which has merit. That does have merit, like, don't get me wrong, but I still think that it's a little bit better most of the time with Into the Flood Maw, unless you're running like Flash. There are certain decks that are like, if you run like, you know, Flash creatures, I think that Unsummon's definitely a lot better then, because you can save yourself from board wipes and then flash them back in, etc., etc. But I think we'll just go ahead and keep back the Fanatical Firebrand. Probably could have picked it off on the stack when the Warrior Leader's call was put down, because now they're 2/2s, but it is whatever. Impulse draw another land, so we are getting a little flood, which is a little unfortunate, but this is why we like the Malcolm. See if Malcolm can push through, deal damage. Let's see, Malcolm, come on, baby. I mean, it's something, and something's better than nothing. So definitely want to go for the Mirrex. Canal's just poopy. So I think we can just kind of sit pretty here. So Into the Flood Maw, that's just a devastating card here. Just like putting back that gratuitous whatever the hell. I mean, they cast it for 5 and then we just bounce it back. Arabella, all right. It's a little annoying that Arabella Slicer Goblin, all right. Like I said, it is a little annoying with the War Leader's call, but like this shouldn't be that bad. The other question is, do I want to go for a Mirrex? Or do I want to go for Torch of Tower? Novice Inspector, sure. Inspector Gadget. They're definitely pretty wide. Okay. So just one little fishy, huh? I do have 2 Torch of Towers. I can make a Mirrex token. I can also sacrifice with the Mirrex that I make. I think we'll just let him have it for now. Sure. It doesn't seem great to kind of just like let this accrue. Yeah, I probably should have waited for that, but Mirrex. Yeah, I want to make use of the Torch of Tower. Let's go for this, and then I can go for the Fanatical Firebrand. So Torch of Tower on Arabella. Kitesail Larcenist seems pretty good. We'll use the Firebrand to pick off the Arabella to finish you off. So we're already kind of committed. I don't want to touch the Goblin. I already let them have their creature. So, all right. So now with Malcolm, we're gonna get a free Malcolm trigger with the Kitesail Larcenist, because Malcolm's up to 3 counters right now. So that's pretty nice. So I guess we just swing all. I mean, whatever. Well, the Mirrex, like, whatever. The Mirrex is just like, we'll just send it in, whatever. Treasure token, impulse. Creature cannot attack, and I guess we'll make... I don't think it really matters that much. Another Torch of Tower. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, we could have used the Torch of Tower, or, excuse me, the Kitesail Larcenist before combat. But like I said, I want to get the a free Kitesail Larcenist with the Malcolm. That seems pretty fun. I guess we might as well just kind of clear the board, right? I mean, I guess we could just wait for this as well. So just do a little extra damage on top. But then they still have a block here with the Mirrex. No matter what, even if I do kind of clear the board, they still have a block on the Mirrex. So like whatever. Down to 3 you go, and let's go Malcolm. And now with the Malcolm with the 4 chorus counters. Count them, baby. We get a free Kitesail Larcenist. You gotta absolutely love that. I guess we'll just hit the Goblin. The Goblin's gonna make the board go extra wide, which is kind of annoying for us. So Spyglass Siren, and we still have a Torch of Tower that I kind of been like awkwardly sitting on, but nevertheless, I still think I like it. Let's just keep it. I don't know. Maybe there's some weird world with a torch tower. We need that 3 power instead of 2, so I'll go ahead and keep the map. The gratuitous violence is back, and it's worth noting that this says whenever the War Leader's Call is the thing that's doing damage, not the creatures. So I don't think this will even be double. No. Shouldn't even be double. Should just be 1, right? Yep. Because the War Leader is doing the damage, not the creature, so it doesn't really matter right there. I don't know why they're swinging. I think it reeks of desperation, but I guess I'll just go for the Torch the Tower. If the game, I was supposed to say, the game kind of glitched there a little bit, but we are going to exile no matter what, so whatever. I think this is just game over, right? Is there something I'm missing here? I guess maybe I'll throw 1 block out here, just deals double that damage instead. So even if I let both these go, that's just 8. I mean, they're tapped out. I don't know if I'm missing something, but in case I do, I kind of hedge my bets here a little bit, which, okay, looks good. Round 2 is going to bring us nothing but blue. No blue, or no red. No red creatures or no red land. I guess technically Mirrex is technically a red land. The Cavern can give us red, but here we go, baby. We're playing some mono blue pirates today. But I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to get the Spyglass Siren down on turn 1, because come on. Honestly, even on like turn 4, Spyglass Siren's still not even that bad, because this card is just so damn good. But Goblin. I think I don't really love the Goblin, but we can just kind of trade with it in case they want to get freaky. But I guess we'll just go for the Cavern of Souls. I think it's no secret that we are playing pirates, so whatever. Yeah, I could go for the Staunch Crewmate, but I think I'd rather just go in for the Malcolm. They're not going to want to swing in. They're not going to want to swing in. Spyglass Siren does everything you ever want. It's a flyer, you can do damage, you can block, there's efficient blocks, there's efficient everything, Anim Call. It's kind of yucky. So maybe they are going to want to attack, because with this, they need to attack with a non-gnome. Which I think they're going to do. I could go for Into the Flood Maw here. This feels like a pretty decent trade for us, though. Like, it really does. Just a trade. They get rid of the Goblin. They're not going to be able to create another Goblin. And then we can still go in for Into the Flood Maw after I go for Malcolm. So this feels pretty good. I am a little bit nervous about a protection spell of some sort. So I think I am probably interested in just bouncing the Anim Call before their turn. This could get a little dicey. But nevertheless, I think we are pretty well apt to race here. Another Spyglass Siren. Man, this is what I'm saying. The Spyglass Siren, even on turn 4, is still pretty decent. But I'm still going to have to get rid of you, because I'm going to go for Into the Flood Maw here with our 1 leftover treasure token, courtesy of the Captain. So I'm doing this right now. Again, because this is a white deck, I'm a little nervous that they have some sort of protection instant. And if they do, that's pretty apocalyptic. That is not going to be easy to recover from, so let's just go ahead and keep tempo and just keep that Anim Call at bay. So they are going to go for it again, but now they have a gnome. Even if they do swing in with the gnome, it's not going to trigger the Anim Call. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is, though, unfortunately. So, not great. I think I am going to just block you. I know they get that impulse thingy, but as long as we wean them down, if they only have gnomes... Ooh, God. Okay. As long as they only have gnomes in their arsenal, that Anim Call is going to go away. But now that we can just torch the tower of the Anim, so... Let's go for the Mirrex. The Mirrex always a nice card. I'm still a big believer in the Mirrex. The Mirrex is super nice versus control. You see a lot less control nowadays, but still like the Mirrex a lot. I think I still prefer the Mirrex over that one land that becomes a creature of all types. I think it's close. Don't get me wrong. It's close, but I still do think I prefer the Mirrex. Here's another Captain. Do I want to torch the tower on this Pakal now? I mean, I have the map tokens to where I can do so. It's definitely close. I mean, we're starting with the Malcolm for sure. The Captain is looking pretty juicy here. Let's just go for it. Bargain. We get a nice little scry from this too, but as long as the Anim Call, Siren, I don't hate the Siren. Like I said, I never hate the Siren. The Siren always just feels good. I understand. Well, it's gonna have to be the Crewmate, I guess, because I already committed to the Siren. Because I have 1 leftover blue, and the man, I don't know, because the Captain buffs the board, so I think it's just gonna have to be that. The Crewmate, hey, sorry, we've already got the crew. This is our crew. This is our crew, the mono blue pirates. I don't think I've seen a single red card yet, but that's okay. A single red creature at least, but I know they do have they obviously have the whatchamacallit, the Gleeful Demolition, which is not great, but I don't think it's really the end of the world. I mean, what are they gonna do? They're gonna make a bunch of chump blockers? I mean, okay, sure. Brotherhood's End. Okay, so the Brotherhood's End is a little less relevant because I could use it if they were all gnomes. They would be artifacts, but unfortunately, the doll makers, that makes artifacts. The gnomes are artifacts, but these goblins are not artifacts. So the Brotherhood's End is actually a little awkward here, but nevertheless, no, it's not awkward. A Corsair Captain, and of course, we're dropping the Corsair Captain. Buffs up the board. Here we go, baby. I guess we might as well use the map token here. Let's give it the flyer, why not? Been ranting and raving about the Spyglass Siren all day, so sure. And I'm gonna swing all. What do they have? Just a bunch of like chump blockers here? I don't really care. They could triple block the captain to lessen the board, but like, I mean, that's pretty bad for them still. I still have one blocker on the back end here. They do survive with one, but like, let's be realistic. There's like no way they'd survive this, right? Let's be real. Can they do 16 damage? I have one blocker. I don't think so, but we'll see. Even if they do go in for the other room, I still have a blocker. Lightning Helix. Nah, it's just not going to get the job done, my friend. Nope. We take it. Green XXL. Well, green tends to become extra, extra, extra large pretty quickly. So let's see if you hold true to your name. Green XXL. Okay, well, there's some green. I guess they are. Can't really fault you for that. You got to appreciate the honesty. Just going to drop you. Get down a little Goblin Tomb Raider action. I have never seen Tomb Raider. Little known fact, I've never seen the movie. I know that it's renowned. I want to say it's a cult classic. It's not even a cult classic. It's pretty mainstream, but never seen Tomb Raider. So sorry. Come to think of it, hold on. Come to think, what's the girl's name? Oh, Fanatical Firebrand is really nice. You can pick off the bat here, but I'm trying to think. Hold on. What's her name? This is gonna kill me. Brad Pitt was dating her. Oh my god, this is bad. Let's go ahead and pick this off while I'm thinking about it. I remember them in, I actually saw this as a kid. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I believe. I saw that one, but I didn't see Tomb Raider. What is her name? Oh my god, oh my, this is, some of you are probably gonna be so mad when you hear me say this. I can't hear. Angelina Jolie, I think. Yes. Okay. I was like, I knew it had to be in there somewhere. I mean, she's a pretty big named actress. So the fact I couldn't get that was pretty crazy. But all right, I saw Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Here's Mr. Corsair Captain and Mrs. Goblin Tomb Raider. So here we go, baby. I think we're looking pretty good here. I don't know what the hell they're going for. It seems to be like some sort of a Golgari food. Llanowar Elves, sure. Pretty weak sauce, not gonna lie, but we can go ahead and pick. Oh, they're not gonna like this. We're gonna go in for the Firebrand and just pick off this elf. Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna really screw them up, we'll make the case that maybe we should just swing with it instead. But because they are down on land, I think I prefer just to kind of pick it off and really screw up their mana base here. Let's go ahead and grab a little Malcolm action, and we have enough for a Malcolm. Things are, I mean, this is looking really bad for them. Not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you, Green XXL. You're looking pretty the board is looking extra small. I don't mean that in a condescending way, but it's never fun to have your whatchamacallit. It's never fun to have your mana base kind of not good here, so that happens a lot though. I think that's the most common sort of like not even blunder. I don't want to say a blunder, but the most common way to screw up your mana is like a 2-landed hand and then you just don't get your third. That does seem to happen quite often. They will just go in for the swing. I mean, there's a lot of pressure. It's not lethal. Even if they do let everything go, it's not lethal. It's not lethal. But the Malcolm is still going to put a hurting on them. So they're going to take it, and then we get to kind of fix up our hand here. I'm not going to get rid of this land. We get another land anyway, so whatever. But after we just drop down the Captain. Captain, oh Captain. I highly doubt they can sweep the board with even 3 lands, let alone 2, and they cannot. Oh god. Alright, 1 land hand. I got kind of cheap stuff here. I'm not joking you. I think the math says that you should keep here. I'm not joking because we're on the draw. Again, because we're on the draw, do not, and I repeat, do not do this on the play. But on the draw, I think you can kind of get away with this. So we have 2 draws, essentially, until we really get screwed. So there's 1. Now I'm a little nervous. Now we're in the danger zone. But this is why we kind of commit to it. We still have 1 draw, and then before we get punished. So I think the math kind of checks out there. I have to check that. Someone, if I'm wrong, feel free to double check me. But when you're on the draw, and you have an aggro deck, like a low aggro deck like this, you have 1 land, I think you keep. Alright, we do. Obviously, it does play out to our advantage there, but I still think that's the right move. So, alright, we get kind of... You know what? Let's take the Crewmate. The Crewmate is going to give us a creature or whatever the hell, so I think this is going to theoretically, like, thin our deck, but in the other way. Typically, you thin the deck in a creature way, or a land way, excuse me. But the Crewmate is going to increase our odds for a land slightly. Again, we're talking like micro statistical edges here. But North Affliction, I guess I'll go ahead and pop you. But now that I did get access to a Spyglass Siren, we can use the map to find another land, see? And now we don't even need it. See, there we go, there we go. That keep ended up playing out to our advantage. And again, I know it's risky. Of course it's risky, but sometimes you gotta risk it to get the biscuit, baby. I would be interested to know the math there. Let's see if they trade. But I would be really interested in the actual math. I'm pretty sure I have looked up into it. And if you are on the play, I think you can get, or draw. If you're on the draw, you can get away with that. So let's go for our Spyglass Siren, and now we're looking good here. Got 2 crewmates to kind of rally the crew, and I think we're looking good. Still not even exactly sure what the XXL green stuff is about. Maybe this mentor, they got something up their sleeve. Ooh, well, Scavenging Ooze. Okay, Scavenging Ooze can definitely get... I mean, honestly, XXXXXXXXXL can get as big as you damn... Yeah, use your imagination. This thing, I've seen what? Maybe, I think the biggest I've seen Scavenging Ooze since it's been in Standard, I want to say maybe like it was almost 20. It was like 18 or something like that. It wasn't mine. I just kept shut blocking it, but... Nevertheless, I do love the Scavenging Ooze. More land, which we don't really care about at this point. If I just Into the Flood Maw and just bounce it, and that's pretty funny. Guess we kind of get rid of the +1/+1 counter here. I think this ramps up pretty nicely here. Let me just go for the Crewmate and then a Firebrand. It feels pretty good here, right? I'm happy to pay the 1. That's completely fine. We are going to win the race for sure. That doesn't feel good, so... But nevertheless, this does feel pretty good. So I think we're just kind of mixing and matching down to 7. And like I said, the goblins... I think, well, I guess he's a goblin, but the pirates... Pretty aggro here. Mentor. I guess the best thing they can do here is just eat a food. I mean, these are beefy boys. These little... Ooh. A sorcery speed food eats. I don't know if that one's it, Chief, but no, it is a... Speaking of, I said the goblins, but speaking of this, we got another goblin pirate here. I think we're just looking phenomenal here. So one of these they're not going to be able to block. And this is lethal. Treasure token, can't block. And that's it. Wow, whew, what a beatdown.